Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. Did you know that women are more likely to downplay their skills and abilities compared to men? That they often step back from leadership roles, not because they lack capability, but because they recognize someone else may have knowledge they don't, and as a result, they hesitate to claim authority. If you've ever faced a moment in time where you've doubted your value or felt like an imposter, this episode is for you. We're going to be talking about the Eight of Swords and Black Tourmaline so you can break the illusion of restrictions in your life. The Eight of Swords was in the situation placement for a crystal and tarot reading inside the Charmed community. This is a card representing restrictions and the mental constructs that we allow to perpetuate them. In the imagery, we have a woman who is blindfolded, bound, and amid 8 swords, standing on shifty ground set apart from the fortress. The swords in the tarot are associated with the element of air, representing the realm of the mind, intellect, communication, truth, and conflict. What we're seeing depicted with this card is the representation of restriction, mental entrapment, and feeling physically trapped in a situation. You'll also note that by being around the swords, there's a sense of obstacles or confusion, whether it's self-imposed limitations or external forces. You can see that through limiting movement, restricting vision, plus the risk of being hurt by the swords around her, the woman centered on the card most likely feels trapped, when in reality, her freedom is only blocked by the loosely bound ties that hold her. The other day, I was engaging in one of my guilty pleasures and watching social media where I saw a content creator expressing her feelings around an interaction she had when securing clients for her business. She stated she had recently had a meeting with a potential client for paid work, who then chose to explain all the reasons for why they were not offering her work, but instead payment in kind, like comped meals. As I understand it, this was a male of unknown age speaking to a younger female who appeared to be in her 20s. Now, this potential client could have chosen to say her stats, like her followers or previous content, was not a match for what they needed to be able to enter into a paid partnership, but instead, he chose to pick apart her business, to break her down, to say things that led her to question the hard work she has done and the value of what she offers. And in this video, she was struggling with these external restrictions, her buy-in to the validity of those restrictions, and the dreams she holds for herself as a young entrepreneur. This is so the energy of the Eight of Swords. This interaction left this woman feeling like she didn't know which way to move. She was feeling discouraged with the interaction, as well as now seeing the work she'd done through a lens of lack and insufficiency, as if she's an imposter, and feeling isolated on top of that. That is the energy of the Eight of Swords. External criticisms reinforcing self-doubt and making you feel trapped in a cycle of questioning your own worth. Now, you will never change another person, their point of view, or their position, so it's somewhat futile to fight that fight, and it's probably better to invest that energy somewhere else. Now, this isn't to say you shouldn't participate in healthy debate. A true and honest person can and will acknowledge when they don't know something or that they have something to learn from another. But going back to this example we've discussed, this wasn't the case here. Using someone else's fixed ideas of who you should be or what their objectives are will only take you down a road that feeds imposter syndrome or feeds the narrative that you are a victim. And I want you to understand that you are not a victim. Yes, there are people who won't see your value, but you don't have to stay stationary and fight with them about it. You can own your value and leave that person's limited view behind you. Recognize how and where you're using your thoughts to keep you in the prison of not seeing yourself as worthy or sufficient. Now, I'm going to encourage you to go back and listen to episode 52, where I talked about sufficiency. But in the meantime, I want to tell you there are 3 things that you can do. And the first one is don't let the opposition define you. Acknowledge that it exists and then let it go. Next, shift from victimhood to ownership. Question the validity of the statements that are keeping you feeling stuck. And then anchor into your core values and vision. Use this as an opportunity to evaluate whether your values and vision match what you truly want. And here's a nugget that will most likely land for you. Someone else's negative view of you will hurt if on some level you believe it to be true. And that's the work that we need to do. This is what needs to be examined. Why do you believe it? Why do you accept that to be true? Why is this the thing you are holding on to in order to measure yourself? Where are you playing a role in a societal norm that is outdated or something you don't want to perpetuate? You release the restrictions when you remove the blindfolds that limit your ability to see the landscape you are navigating. You regain and reclaim your power when you no longer feed the fire of the narratives that are focused on maintaining a status quo. You can break the cycle of believing that you aren't good enough. These are the thoughts that you're using against yourself and that do nothing but keep you reliving the pain of your worst fear. Byron Katie's work is very poignant here in her method of evaluating the truth of a situation. When you do the work of inquiry, you get to see where you are believing things that may or may not be unequivocally true. Also supporting this is A Course in Miracles that teaches us to recognize where you're projecting your own unfulfilled needs or implied meanings onto others or things that then reinforce your limitations. The 8 of Swords highlights that perceived limitations are often just that, perceptions. The traps are in how we hold on to them, and the escape comes when we challenge the status quo and see through the illusions that have kept us bound. The energy of the 8 of Swords calls for a shift in perspective and to have the courage to break free from imposed restrictions, whether external or self-imposed. If you're going to do the work to break the illusion of restrictions in your life, I'm going to offer Black Tourmaline as a supportive crystal, and here's why. When you're encountering doubt or imposter syndrome triggered by outside opinions, Black Tourmaline helps ground and protect your energy, preventing you from absorbing these distortions as truth. Black Tourmaline is known for deflecting negative energy and acts as an energetic shield, helping you create a boundary between you and the projections of others. But it's not just about blocking external negativity. It also assists in learning internal patterns of fear, doubt, and self-sabotage. By supporting the root chakra, you will feel grounded and secure, making you less likely to fall into fear-based thinking or to butt into narratives that are keeping you feeling small. In the Book of Stones, they call it an etheric vacuum because it's supportive in removing negativity and disharmony. Through cleansing and clearing negativity, Black Tourmaline facilitates the transmutation of heavy, stagnant energy into something useful, reminding you that you have the power to shift perspective, reclaim your autonomy, and move forward with clarity and strength. All in all, Black Tourmaline is a perfect companion crystal for when you are wanting to break the illusion of restrictions. So here's a mini ritual you can do now to start this work. You'll need a piece of Black Tourmaline and a blindfold or scarf. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed and place the blindfold or scarf over your eyes. Sit comfortably and hold the Black Tourmaline in your dominant hand. Take some deep breaths. Allow yourself to settle into the moment. Imagine grounding roots extending from you down into the earth, firmly tethering you. Once you feel rooted and centered, with the blindfold still on, gently open your eyes and feel the sensation of restricted vision. Allow yourself to experience all that comes with it, the thoughts, the feelings, the possible stress or anxiety response. Then close your eyes again and cup the crystal between both of your hands as close to your root chakra as possible. Visualize the crystal extracting the negative experience of restriction, the associated thoughts, feelings, and stress, or the anxiety response. Visualize these negative associations passing through the crystal as the crystal cleans and purifies them before releasing them back out into the ether. Continue to sit here visualizing this clearing until you feel a sense of completion. Then bring the Black Tourmaline to your third eye and repeat, I release the illusion of limitation. I am protected. I am grounded. I am free. And when you're finished, remove the blindfold and allow your vision to come gently back into focus. There are journal prompts to take this ritual work deeper for those of you already inside the Crystal Self-Healer members portal. Today's pairing of the Eight of Swords with Black Tourmaline is from a recent Crystal and Tarot forecast inside the Charmed community. I invite you to join me in this free space where I share these readings weekly to help you align your energy and focus your week. You will also connect with others who are exploring their growth and creating change in their lives, just like you. Join us for free. The link is in the show notes. And if you're ready to be part of a space that holds you in your healing, a space where you can feel seen, supported, and connected, I'd love to have you join me in the Crystal Self-Healer members portal. It's where we go beyond the weekly guidance and focus on equipping you with tools, resources, and support to build your confidence in your crystal healing and emotional self-care. Inside, you'll find personalized coaching, healing sessions, rituals, and everything you need to truly empower yourself to live with more ease and alignment. Visit my website at 3charmedgems.com or click the link in the show notes to learn more and join me. Today's episode has been brought to you by the Eight of Swords, Black Tourmaline, and Illusion. May we all have the clarity to see through internalized limitations so we can release self-doubt and break the illusion of restrictions. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.